had to have buy-in from our communities. And we had to have the coaches and the players and the fans understand what it was going to take for us to have a season. And the fact that we're here today is evident of the fact that they bought in. The precautions of wearing the mask, the precautions of practicing in pods, the precautions of keeping their hand sanitizing and social distancing. All those have worked, and we're here today because of the efforts of all the folks involved and want us to have high school football in the state of Indiana.
So studies have shown that extracurricular activities is just such an important part of the growth, and it's part of the curriculum of being a student anymore. Talk a little bit about that.
We've learned a very big lesson. We participated in a study from the University of Wisconsin that showed how important extracurricular activities are to high school students. And it could be band, it could be drama, it could be theater, music, athletics, certainly is what we're dealing with. Kids need that socialization. They need the structure from adults. This is an opportunity for them to learn lessons that they normally can't get in the classroom setting. Not that algebra and biology and chemistry aren't important, they are, but there are other life lessons that can be learned on the playing field. And that's part of the reason that we're doing what we're doing. It's part of the reason that the coaches work so hard and parents allow their kids to play sports. It's for those extra lessons that they get in the educational setting. And we're pretty proud of what we've done. And again, being here today is evidence of the fact that we've had some success.
So now we're at the end of our fall season. We've had 7 fall state championships, which is incredible to think about in the kind of year that we've had.
Absolutely.
But talk a little bit about, there's been restrictions at every venue. Yes. That's no different this next weekend at Lucas Oil Stadium.
And it's further complicated by the fact that we're going to be inside. And once you go inside, those restrictions are really ramped up. As an example, every person attending next week will have to have their temperature checked. They're going to have to be asked questions about some symptoms that they've been have or have not had before they even admit it to the ticket window to give their ticket to get into the game. Same thing's going to be for the athletes getting off the bus. They're going to take the temperature. They're going to have signed a form that says that they're not been exhibiting signs or symptoms of disease. And then once we get in the venue, we're going to have to practice social distancing. We're going to have to wear a mask unless we're having concessions food. It's more precautions for us to provide for the health, safety, and well-being of our athletes. Now, it's going to look a little different. They're going to be pretty much spaced out, and if you've seen the Colts play at Lucas Oil, we'll look a lot like that. We won't be allowing bands for reasons that go along with the social distancing piece of it. We're going to limit the number of people on the field, and so we're going to do our very best to make sure that this state finals goes off without a hitch, given the parameters and the requirements of social distancing and the corona guidelines. But we're very, very pleased and excited to have 6 state championships next weekend on Friday and Saturday, and we're certainly looking forward to having everybody come in and have a great time.
And it all goes back to that. It's just incredible that we're even in the position to hold these 6 state championships next weekend. Assistant Commissioner Robert Falcons, thank you so much for joining us today, and we're going to send it back to you guys in the booth.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the Indiana SRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
Being a man used to be simpler. You guard the cave, provide sustenance, honor thy name. A handshake sealed the deal, and a word was a promise. Today, things are a bit more complicated. We try to impress people we don't know by acquiring things we don't need. We have friends lists, but few real friendships. Things like integrity and kindness have fallen by the wayside. How can we know if we measure up when the scale is constantly changing? The Freemasons believe that a man's job is to be the best version of himself possible, to pursue truth and self-discovery, to give more and take less. We connect with our fellow man so that we may learn from each other, to challenge one another to live up to our highest ideals. We believe a man should be judged by his strength of character, his willingness to make sacrifices to improve both himself and the lives of those around him. For hundreds of years, the Freemasons have helped men find more meaning, to make connections with other men in a way that truly matters. For those seeking a deeper sense of purpose, a chance to make lasting friendships. To reach higher, to find more.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the Indiana SRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Your hauling or moving project has arrived, and College Hunks Hauling, Junk, and Moving has you covered. Honest. Uniformed. Nice. Knowledgeable. Service. College Hunks Hauling, Junk, and Moving.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the Indiana SRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
We're in the final third of the girls' basketball season. Teams trying to get fine-tuned for as we inch closer to the state tournament. In Greenwood, Indiana tonight, girls 1A basketball as the Hauser Jets take on the Cougars of Greenwood Christian. With Justin Griffiths, I'm Kurt Darling. Justin, a good matchup here tonight in Class 1A basketball. Both of these teams very familiar with each other.
They really are, Kurt, and they also have a very common opponent in Edinburgh Academy as well. GCA played them in the Johnson County tournament earlier in this year, which we covered, and they won pretty handily. Hauser has actually played Edinburgh twice, splitting the two meetings, and it's going to be a very interesting game just because Greenwood Christian is coming off of a very tough loss against Trinity Lutheran on Tuesday night.
And that is one of two losses that they bring into this contest. The other one was against East Noble, that on a neutral court. And this is a team in Greenwood Christian that's really been playing their season in a season of spurts, if you will. They start the season off with 4 wins in a row, then they lose 3 straight, along with a postponement against Covenant Christian. Then they won 3 straight, lost 1, and then won 2, and then now have lost 2 in a row. So obviously, if you're head coach Alan Weems, you want to try and avoid the bleeding here, at least over the last 2 games, and try and at least end the last third of the season on a good stretch going into the postseason.
Well, and I talked to him before the game started, and he said he feels like his team has not played any differently in those losses. All those losses have come within a couple possessions of each other, and that he could easily see this team have been possibly as high as 13-3, but they're at 9-6. That's where they're going to be, and it's just he's very proud of how these girls have played, especially Izzy Reed stepping up, being that senior leader for him after Alexis Mead left last season.
And, of course, Alexis Mead, one of those players that has been basically irreplaceable. She's playing at Bethel now, the former leading scorer on this Cougars squad that just a year ago made a run to the Jasper Semi-State where they lost to Lagodi, who eventually won the 1A state title.
Yeah, and again, that whole lower half of the state, GCA, Trinity Lutheran, Lagodi, that is a powerhouse. And again, I asked Coach Weems in our phone call this morning, and he said the Tuesday night's game is going to be a very tough road to get back to semi-state, but that is, I circle that as a semi-state type matchup against Trinity Lutheran. But, Kurt, you said it, we are in the last third of this. It's all about getting ready for that state tournament.
You have Hauser on the other side of the coin here under the tutelage of Chad Evans in his second year. With Hauser, they are 6-8 coming into this contest. Again, kind of going back and forth, winning a couple games, losing a couple games. They have won 2 of their last 5 coming into this contest, and they have never beaten Greenwood Christian in 3 meetings all time.
Well, and again, it's just going to be one of these unprecedented times where anybody can beat anybody with very limited fans in the stands. It's not, at capacity here at GCA. The Cougar Den is just the cheerleaders, as you can see, but it's going to be a very interesting game to see how Hauser can try to get their first one against GCA.
It'll be a good one to see here as we get closer to this matchup here. The Hauser Jets out of the Mid-Hoosier Conference in Southern Indiana. The Pioneer Conference welcomes in as well as Greenwood Christian coming into this contest 9-6 on the season. You take a look at the respective sideline there for Greenwood Christian under the tutelage of Alan Weems in his 9th year at Greenwood Christian, but 12th year overall as a head coach, winning 155 games, really hitting his stride as a head coach here with this GCA squad.
He really has, and again, Izzy Reed, he said if he's trying to get into the mind of Hauser, he said if they hold Izzy to around 15 to 20 points and single-digit rebounds, they have a shot of winning. If Izzy Reed pops off for 35-plus and double-digit rebounds, GCA has this game.
Definitely. We'll take a look at more of this game when we come back from our first timeout. You're watching 1A Girls Basketball on Indiana SRN.
In today's fast-moving business world, effectively marketing your company takes hard work, creativity, and the right team. With over 40 years of experience, PIP has been enabling companies large and small to find success in achieving their business objectives. We understand the challenges our clients face, That's why we have a variety of print solutions suited to fit your every need. Whatever your printing request may be, from a quick turnaround on a company brochure for an upcoming trade show, a direct mail piece that needs to be designed, printed, and mailed, to complex marketing projects, PIP is sure to have the right print solution for you. Nothing grabs attention like a well-crafted sign. It can transform virtually any surface into an eye-catching experience, boosting your marketing appeal. From banners, posters, floor graphics, and window decals, to wayfinding and yard signs. We not only help with sign design and getting it installed, we also integrate them into your overall marketing strategy, designed to help you win. PIP also provides best-in-class integrated marketing solutions to help you make the most out of your next campaign. Our approach to marketing ensures that your strategy is seamlessly executed across all media, online and offline, so your business always looks its best. At PIP, we understand it takes a team to achieve business growth, and that's why we're here to help. Get to know PIP and let us make your world a better place.
Hey, it's Keith Myers from Indiana Sports Radio Network. Well, thank you that you're watching the game tonight on Indiana SRN. If you would like to know more information about Indiana SRN, send me an email, coach@indianasrn.org. As vice president of this company, we hope that you sit back and enjoy the game. It's Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.indianasrn.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Do you know Indiana SRN streams more than 300 games a year that reach millions? If you would like to help us put kids first by advertising on Indiana SRN, contact us at coach@indianasrn.org. With Justin Griffiths, I'm Kurt Darling, here in Greenwood, Indiana, Greenwood Christian Academy. The girls basketball squad here for the Cougars, taking on the Jets of Hauser High School, just a little bit south there of themselves there in Greenwood. And of course, we meet the starting lineups here for the Hauser Jets here tonight. Justin Griffiths going to be looking at a starting lineup of Marie Schwarzkopf along with Kylie Parrott, Annika Weissel, along with also Hannah Taylor and Hannah Johnson.
Yeah, and those top five are going to be the biggest keys for Hauser to stay with GCA, as Alan Weems is going to start Ellie Bigelow, Izzy Reed, Stubblefield, Dory Odell, and Savannah Fry. Stubblefield, Coach Weems said, is kind of the unsung hero of this squad, coming over from Greenwood Community last season, and she's really stepped into her role on this Cougar team.
Second leading scorer is Stubblefield with 16 points a contest, but she leads the team with 45 steals. She's one of those players that if she's not scoring, she's able to wreak havoc on the floor.
And again, she's probably the best substitute for Alexis Mead, because that's what Alexis's game was last season, was get the steals, get it to Izzy Reed, who was able to kind of pound or get her way into the paint and score easy shots.
And you mentioned Izzy Reed right there. 23 points a game this season, 13 rebounds per contest. She is now the all-time leading rebounder in Johnson County history, and she is now, as it sits, third all-time scoring in the state.
Yeah, she's going for 2,000 points this season, and she's only about 100 or so away from that, Kurt.
So it's going to be Dory Odell facing Hannah Johnson for the tip here as we get everything all squared away. And for some good 4 quarters of girls basketball action here in Greenwood, Indiana. Glad you could watch us and join us here on Indiana SRN as the tip goes out of bounds, and it will be Hauser basketball to get things going here in this first quarter. And Kylie Parrott's pass intercepted by Izzy Reed, and she lays it over to Brooklyn Stubblefield, who gets things going for the Cougars.
Yeah, good reach by Izzy Reed to be able to get the steal and pass it off to Taylor.
And the shot goes awry there for Kylie Parrott. Quick in transition come the Cougars. Long three ball from Stubblefield. That's just off the mark, but right there to grab the big board is Dory Odell, and she's fouled.
And that's something that we didn't see from Dory last season. She played not to her height. It's good to see she put in the work with Izzy Reed to be able to do that this year.
Give that foul to Hannah Taylor, her first. 2 shots for Dory Odell. And she just balks at the first one. So Dory Odell, season-high 10 points this season. She had that in both wins over Decatur Central and Park Tudor earlier this year. And she goes 0 for 2 at the foul stripe. And another big steal by Savannah Fry this time. Euro step right into the defender, and she's fouled. She draws the blocking foul on Annika Wassel.
2 times down, and they were able to draw the fouls on the Hauser Jets.
So you put Savannah Fry at the line now, her first trip. 10 points a season for Fry as she knocks down the first one. Committed to St. Mary of the Woods is Savannah Fry. And she makes both foul shots. It's a 4-0 ball game early here for GCA. And this is a team where Hauser, you really want to try and get things going, at least trying to stay in pace here, because as we talked about a little bit before here, it's the fact this is a Hauser team that they can be on or they can be off.
And second turnover here forces Hauser to take a 30-second timeout. And again, it really hasn't been the way that Coach Evans wanted to start this game. Only a minute in, and you burn one of your 5 timeouts.
So we're 7 minutes into this ball game now, and it's a 4-0 lead for GCA. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Get updated scores, game day schedules, and much more at IndianaSRN on Twitter. So far, Brooklyn Stubblefield and Savannah Fry, the only 2 players to score for GCA. Dory Odell missing a pair of free throws as well. A loose 2-3 zone here from Hauser, but driving the baseline is Bigelow, and she's blocked down low. Hauser finally getting some good offense generated here, but no dice on that shot from Hannah Taylor, but they get the offensive rebound. And now there's a steal by Bigelow, and she gives it off to Izzy Reed, who lays it up and lays it in, inching ever closer to that 2,000-point mark.
Yeah, Izzy Reed being able to just drive down the length of the floor after getting the initial pass from Ellie Bigelow. And Stubblefield forces another turnover.
Pitch and catch right there to Brooklyn Stubblefield again. So an 8-0 run to start things off for GCA as the Cougars are playing some stiff half-court defense here. 3 ball on the way and knocked down by Parrott. So Kylie Parrott gets Hauser on the board with a 3 ball. And out of bounds the ball goes. It stays with GCA. Let's take a look at the replay here of this 3-pointer from Parrott in just a little bit here as we see it now. Good setup by Hauser. So 5:41 left in this contest, at least in the first quarter. Outside Stubblefield for a long 3 again. And Stubblefield really heating it up now. She has 7 points to lead GCA. Unable to field the pass there is Schwarzkopf. And another turnover for Hauser. Just some sloppy ball handling here for the Jets.
Yeah, that possession had trouble written all over it there, Kurt, both on the entry pass inside the paint. And then when they get a second opportunity, not able to capitalize on that as well. And now GCA has a chance to extend this 8-point lead.
Of course, limited capacity crowd here at GCA. Another three from Stubblefield is off the mark. Pulling down the rebound is Hannah Johnson. Parrott again knocks another one down.
She's 2 of 3 from behind the arc and all the scoring for Hauser early on.
So Kylie Parrott at least keeping it within distance here for Hauser, as there's a foul coming up. It's going to be on Hannah Taylor, it appears. That will be her second. No, they're going to give that one to Hannah Johnson. So that'll be her first. 2 shots here for Izzy Reed. And again, Izzy Reed, lots of accolades to her name here as we see a change in the ball here in gameplay, but she is a 4-year starter on this team. Her season high, 36 points. Back again, a win, season-opening win against Shortridge. Of course, that was a 93-19 win to get things going.
Yeah, and Izzy Reed has just been spectacular all year long. Just being able, once again, to be that senior leadership that her friend and teammate Alexis Mead left behind, coaching Dory Odell and the younger post players on how Coach Weems likes to run his offense.
Cougars are 4 of 6 from the foul stripe now tonight. As Parrott unloads again, that's actually Hannah Taylor who misses the shot. And here comes Savannah Fry, keeping it herself, kicks it back out. Fry for 3. No dice there. Holding it up top, Johnson. Back outside, over to Taylor. Off the front of the rim, Johnson able to recover, can't get the shot to fall.
Good job by Johnson following her shot, just unable to get the lucky roll.
Reed up top, unloads for 3, and unable to connect from straight on.
And it's going to go off of Hauser, and GCA is going to retain possession.
As the officials discuss real quick. And now they will be giving it to Hauser. So after the confab there, ball stays with the Jets. Of course, under the head coach Chad Evans, they went 7-17 last season. Trying to rebuild this program, one of those programs that had some solid runs back in the late 2000s. In fact, they won a sectional championship back in 2005, but since then the program for Hauser just hasn't really been able to replicate that success.
Yeah, and it's one of those sad stories that every team has those lull years, and unfortunately Hauser's going through that right now.
Timeout called by GCA, a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it right here on Indiana SRN. And did your grandma miss your big game? Well, subscribe to our YouTube channel and catch every game and watch it again on demand. Just be sure to follow us and subscribe at Indiana SRN on YouTube.com. Take a look at the stat sheet now. Brooklyn Stubblefield really having a good game here. She has 7 points to lead all scorers. Izzy Reed coming along with 4 points for GCA. Savannah Fry with 2. And then all of the points for Hauser so far tonight have been from Kylie Pratt off of a pair of 3-point shots from her.
Yeah, and again, Izzy Reed normally gets her feet wet in the first quarter. Only 4 points so far. That's actually normal for her. For those of you that are worrying about her not getting 20 points, that's normal. She'll kick it up in the second and third quarter. As
big steal here for Stubblefield. So she now has 9 points. She's having a very big first quarter here for the Cougars. Clock ticking inside the 3-minute mark now. And a foul, the first foul now committed by GCA tonight.
That's going to go against Savannah Fry.
That's team foul number 1. And keep in mind, this has also been a GCA squad. As you see Bigelow go right down the court, and go right to the basket and draw another foul on Hauser. You're going to see Johnson picking up her second. As we were talking about there, though, this is a GCA squad that has had a few games they have missed because of COVID. In fact, earlier this season, Savannah Fry, she missed that game against Waldron, and also Brooklyn Stubblefield, she missed the Guerin Catholic game. Of course, that played into a couple of losses right there, as you see a pair of free throws knocked down by Stubblefield. GCA keeping possession here. Long three ball doesn't go for Brooklyn Stubblefield.
Dory Odell was able to get the rebound and then kick it back out to Stubblefield, who lays it up and in.
And GCA just playing some well-oiled basketball here.
You know, Kurt, I think there's only one major flaw in Stubblefield's game so far early on, and it is the three-point shot. She's only 1 of 4.
And there's finally a shot here from Hauser to break the scoring drought. Underneath, easy lay in there by Dory Odell. She gets into the scores column for the first time tonight. 21-8, GCA running away with this one here early on. And there's going to be a carrying violation on Hauser. Marie Schwarzkopf unable to properly secure the ball as she was moving around. Just too many turnovers here for the Jets early on.
Yeah, and that's always going to be a killer. And GCA really has been able to capitalize. Here's a turnover on GCA, though.
And unable to capitalize is Hannah Taylor, but she draws the foul. So you're going to get Brooklyn Stubblefield picking up her first and the second on Hauser, but the first trip to the foul stripe tonight now for Hauser. As Taylor is able to convert the front end. Of course, Hannah Taylor averaging 7.5 points a ball game, but the second leading rebounder with five rebounds a contest, as she misses the back end. But now she is the first player not named Kylie Pratt to get in the scores column, as we have another turnover here for GCA.
GCA gets it right back down low to Izzy Reed, who's fouled.
And there you go, Izzy Reed going right to the basket here, and she's getting a little fired up, as you can see right there. So the foul gonna be going against Hannah Taylor. That is her second. And now Izzy Reed back at the foul stripe again. She's 2 for 2 earlier in this contest. She has 4 points. And as you mentioned there, Justin, you know, she's used to having slow starts, but she usually gets into her rhythm here as the game goes on.
She's also a 90% plus free throw shooter, making that first one.
3 for 3 is Reed so far tonight. And now make it 4 for 4. And Izzy Reed going to be playing at Indiana Wesleyan next year.
Yeah, and Wesleyan is picking up such a great player. NAIA is really going to have, with the addition of Fry and now Reed, along with Alexis Mead, who's redshirting over at Bethel. Deadly trio there.
Hauser getting some ball movement and unable to convert there is Marie Schwarzkopf, but an offensive rebound by Hauser, and able to convert there is Adriana Mulmani. So Mualami able to get that shot. Gets it to within a 12-point contest, but outside for 3 there is Fry, and unable to convert off the front of the iron as we tick inside a minute. Very choppy game that has been played so far.
Yeah, both teams not really being able to find a rhythm.
in spite of the fact that GCA's been able to get themselves out to this healthy cushion in the early going. Inbound, Stubblefield. Up top to Bigelow. Into the go on the give and go outside here. Bigelow for three. Just short, but right there to corral the offensive rebound is Odell, and she cannot convert the easy layup. And now a foul on Odell. Will give the ball back to Hauser. They're actually going to give that to Izzy Reed down low. That is her first.
And that's one of the things that really hurts Izzy is the fact that she gets frustrated sometimes and just allows her mentality to slip just a bit. As it did there.
Ticking inside 5 seconds. Hauser, not a lot of time to get a shot off. A late steal by GCA takes us to the end of the quarter, and GCA has led from start to now so far as we go to the next quarter of play. Back in a minute on Indiana SRN.
Piper Group Warehouse has a strong commitment to their clients as their logistics provider. If you would like to discover how you can improve your service levels while lowering your overall cost, Piper Logistics Group can help. Call Greg Piper today at 317-396-3916. Piper Logistics Group.
Back here at GCA, Greenwood Christian Academy taking on Hauser in 1A girls basketball action with Justin Griffiths. I'm Kurt Darling, and as we said there at the end of the first quarter, Justin, just a very choppy and unrhythmic first half by both of these teams as you see Izzy Reed go right to the rack to get things going for GCA.
Yeah, and again, neither team being able to really find a groove early on. Let's see if they can both pick it up here in the second quarter.
But still, Brooklyn Stubblefield, the story of the first quarter. She was able to come home with 11 first quarter points to lead GCA, and that is a really, really good start for her, seeing as how she has her season high at 28, which was a win against Cowan earlier this season. Stubblefield into the corner, facing a 2-3 zone from Hauser. Stubblefield for a long three, just off the mark, and a rebound to Hauser. And now GCA going to be playing some full court press from Stubblefield, and they're going to call a blocking foul on Hauser here, it appears.
No, it's going to go against Brooklyn Stubblefield, her second.
Team's fourth of the half. Still a 14-point advantage for GCA early in this second quarter.
And Chloe Greider comes in for Taylor Stubblefield. Let's see what this does for Coach Weems.
Of course, Chloe Greider has been a capable sixth person off the bench for the Cougars so far this season. Annika Wassel kicks it back outside to Muliami for three. That's off the mark, but a big rebound by Johns, unable to convert that. And the contested rebound gets into the hands of Izzy Reed, who kicks it back outside, faking the three ball is Fry. And now Odell back up top to Bigelow. Corner three here from Reed, and she knocks it down. First three ball of the night for Izzy Reed.
And again, this is where she kind of likes to take her threes, or right in the corner or top of the key. She missed one in the first quarter, but it was a very good shot selection by her.
Largest lead of the game now for GCA. As another steal by the Cougars. Uncontested comes Izzy Reed right to the lay-in.
And Kurt, she has 7 quick points in this second quarter.
And as you said, Justin, she's able to get things moving here once she gets in the groove in the second quarter. And here's another steal again. Too many steals here being forced by Hauser, as Izzy Reed unable to convert that lay-in, but she is fouled. And it will be on the floor, called the foul. That'll be going against Johns, her first.
The biggest thing here is it puts GCA in the bonus on the next foul. That's the Hauser's Jets' 6th team foul.
So there's a steal forced by Hauser. As Wassel going around the horn here for Hauser as Wassel holds it up top. Bringing it up, losing the handle there is Taylor, and Bigelow gets another uncontested lay-in. And Hauser really coming apart at the seams here with the turnovers.
Yeah, again, just good man-to-man defense by GCA, forcing Hauser to play a little bit sloppily, and we get a foul down low against GCA.
So foul away from the ball here against Dory Odell. That is her first, team's 5th. So now checking back in for Hauser is Kylie Parrott, who is definitely someone you want back into the lineup now to try and generate some offense, as a 3 ball is just off the mark from Annika Wassel. And a long pass to Bigelow, again uncontested, goes Greenwood Christian. They are really decimating Hauser right now in transition.
Yeah, again, easy rebound turned into a fast break opportunity. Ellie Bigelow able to convert there.
Picking up her dribble is Schwarzkopf, but driving the baseline is Muliami. Nothing there. Reed dumping it off. Fry with it, shakes off her defender and takes a little bit of a check from Muliami, who will pick up her first foul. One-and-one opportunity here for Savannah Fry. Her second trip to the foul stripe, where she was 2 for 2. Unable to record a field goal yet has Savannah Fry tonight. And Fry able to connect. She earns another one.
And again, with Hauser doubling down on Izzy Reed and without Stubblefield, look for GCA to go to Savannah Fry and Ellie Bigelow a lot more in this in this quarter.
4 points for Savannah Fry. All 4 of them have come from the charity stripe. Parrott leaves it now for Muliami. Ticking inside 4 minutes. No look pass down low to Kylie Pratt, and she is fouled, so she will get an and-one opportunity here.
Dory Odell picks up her second.
And team foul number 6 for GCA. Still a good offensive set there by Hauser, if only they can get that a little bit more consistently.
Yeah, and again, as long as they're being able to calm it down a little bit when GCA forces the up-front man-to-man pressure, they find the open person because GCA likes to double team as well.
.23 advantage for GCA. As Chloe Greider able to come back with the possession and keep things alive for the Cougars on this one.
And Carlson checks into the game for Dory Odell.
Reed off the wing. Back up top on the elbow. Down low off the backdoor cut, and the spin move layup by Fry does not go, and it sails out of bounds back to Hauser.
Again, really one of the only bad possessions there for GCA this quarter.
shot down low by Muliami doesn't fall. And again, able to get back in transition is GCA, but they do not convert the layup down low, but it was tipped out by the Jets.
Yeah, Ellie Bigelow just put a little bit too much on that free throw, as a quick inbound shot by Izzy Reed is no good.
But GCA able to come back with it. Facing a 2-3 zone. Driving the baseline does Fry. She dumps it off to Reed, and she's fouled. As we await the call here, looks like it's going against Gabby Johns, her second. And Izzy Reed back to the foul stripe yet again. Again, as you said, Justin Griffiths, 90% on the season. Someone really reliable at the foul stripe that you want in certain situations when it may call for it. And Reed following her shot, as it may not have fallen there, but she gets the lucky roll and earns another one.
I think that's just the fact that these girls shoot on these rims so often. They're not. Izzy, good job following her shot, but the ball gets the roll. More confident on that one, too.
6 for 6 now is Izzy Reed at the foul stripe. 2.5 minutes left to go in the half. And the shot just over the head of Annika Wassel. Back to GCA yet again.
And GCA really has been able to hold Hauser to one-and-done opportunities here, Kurt. Only even putting up 5-6 shots.
And now as your GCA, so far things are looking really good, especially you like this performance if you're head coach Alan Weems after you come off of these 2 straight losses that you've had, as Izzy Reed picks up the foul off of Hauser.
And this is Izzy Reed's game, is clean up the boards and then force them to foul her down low as Johns picks up her 3rd foul.
So foul trouble starting to become apparent here for Hauser. Of course, Gabby Johns, not one of the starters coming off of the bench, as Izzy Reed misses her first foul shot of the night. And Reed goes 0 for 2 on that trip. But some stifling defense here in the full court by GCA, forcing the turnover. Bigelow back again, lays it in.
6 quick points for Bigelow here in the second quarter. Again, able to find her shots on the transition.
Muliami along the baseline. Gets shut down, kicks it back outside to Wassel. Off of the no-look pass there from Parrott, trying to find Muliami. It's tipped out of bounds. It stays with Hauser.
Yeah, they say Chloe Greider was able to just get a hand on it, force it out of bounds. Ellie Bigelow once again with the steal.
And she lays it in and draws the and one. So Bigelow, 8 points now in this quarter, 10 on the game. So you're going to get Schwarzkopf with the foul, her second, at the team's 10th. We see the replay here of this big breakaway.
And again, Ellie Bigelow was just able to use her speed.
And now as you see a turnover out of the replay there, it goes back to Hauser.
The GCA foul is number 12, Izzy Reed, her second, team foul, number 7.
So Bigelow unable to convert the and one opportunity. As we now have 65 seconds left in the quarter.
And Jolly's going to replace Izzy Reed for those 65 seconds. And she immediately gets a steal.
So steal off the bench, but then a steal right back by Hauser as we get inside of a minute. And losing the handle on the ball there is Gabby Johns, a whistle, a jump ball, and the arrow favors GCA.
And again, GCA just being able to play scrappy, their type of game, and has led to this almost 30-point lead.
So getting some younger players into the lineup now is head coach Alan Weems. Fry back up top to Bigelow. And now GCA just kind of passing it around a little bit as you see Bigelow load up a three. That's off the mark. She gets her own rebound, dribbles from the elbow, lays it up, no good. Muliami, long in transition, finds Parrott, almost gets her pocket picked. It goes out of bounds, and it will stay with Hauser for the remaining 11.4 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, and good job, good defense there by Ellie Bigelow to force almost pick the pocket there.
For three ball off the front of the iron there for Parrott. As the final seconds tick down, Muliami has a chance at the buzzer. That doesn't fall, no shot anyway, and it is a 42-13 big deficit for Hauser as GCA having a textbook first half, led by scoring efforts from Izzy Reed, Ellie Bigelow, and Brooklyn Stubblefield, each in double figures to start this contest. We'll go ahead and send it to our halftime break. When we come back, we will break down what we'll see in the second half as GCA tries to snap a 2-game losing streak. You're watching Class 1A girls basketball action on Indiana SRN.
Your home and office make up a big part of your world. Sometimes trying to manage it all on your own can make you feel like you have the weight of the world on your shoulders. And when the weight of the world is on your shoulders, you need a strong back or two to come to your rescue and haul your stress away. You need the College Hunks. Whether it's time to clear some space for new memories, to reinvent the room around you, or to simply pack up and move into a fresh new beginning, you can count on the Hunks to bear your burden so you don't have to. Let us move you today.
In this seat, the pressure is high. And for this season, this is your seat. The National Federation of State High School Associations would like to thank you for supporting your child in learning positive, lifelong lessons by participating in interscholastic activities. As a parent, there are many feelings and emotions that you will experience during your student's participation in interscholastic activities. While watching your student participate, you can experience the entire emotional spectrum, from sheer joy to utter disappointment. At the same time, for students who are motivated to be part of a team, it can be an enjoyable and rewarding experience for everyone. Sitting in the parent seat requires thought and discipline. It is not an easy seat. The parent seat is a place where you and your student want to create enjoyable memories, not experiences filled with inappropriate language or unsporting behavior. The one who suffers most from these experiences is your child. Negative parent behaviors can be embarrassing to your student and damaging to your relationship as their biggest fan. This is the last thing you want. Here are 10 suggestions to help you with the emotions that arise in the parent seat. 1. Develop an awareness. Recognizing that you may be part of the problem in the stands is the first step to addressing it. This in itself can be challenging, as typically you are the last one to know if you are part of the problem. 2. Understand the benefits. Recognize the benefits that participation in interscholastic activities provides your student. Interscholastic activities provide a platform that promotes fitness, the opportunity to be part of a team and community, can improve your students' confidence, and provides an opportunity to learn new skills and improve current skills. 3. Embrace the growth and development of your student. By participating in activities, your student will have many opportunities to learn life lessons that will help him or her as they transition into adulthood. Taking a hands-off approach at times can be difficult for parents, but also rewarding for both the student and the parent. it can allow the student to gain confidence and independence to deal with their own obstacles. And many times, this independence can be one of the most important challenges to strengthening trust in your relationship. Knowing that your student is struggling can bring some comfort because it is evidence that your student is on a path to adulthood. 4. Visualize yourself as a respectful spectator. Many studies indicate that the number one reason kids participate in sports and activities is to have fun. Please keep that top of mind and in perspective throughout the school year. Emphasize to your student that they should enjoy the experience and, above all, have fun. Understanding and communicating this perspective can provide balance and support when it is needed the most and ensure a fun and enjoyable interscholastic experience for your child. 5. Consider exercising before the event. Exercising doesn't necessarily mean a 60-minute workout. A short walk, deep breathing, or a few stretching exercises may be helpful to relieve stress. It is also a proven fact that exercise can release endorphins that help you deal with stress. 6. Participate in a relaxing activity. Find something that you enjoy doing, such as reading a book or listening to music before the event. Relaxing before a game, competition, or other event may help provide a positive state of mind as you prepare to watch your child participate in their activity. 7. Take a break. If your emotions begin to escalate while in the stands, a brief timeout may help you reset your emotions. It could be as simple as taking a restroom break, a trip to the concession stand, or a short walk. 8. The 24-hour rule. If you ever feel compelled to confront a coach, take some time to collect your thoughts and allow your emotions to settle before you do. If after 24 hours you still feel compelled to address an issue, call and schedule an appointment. 9. Be responsible. Be responsible in your decision making. You are a role model, and it is important to understand that not only is your child watching you, but so are other participating students. Be aware and set a good example for all of the young people in attendance. 10. Support your student. There are a lot of ways to let your student know that you are a supportive parent. Tell them that you love watching them participate, or how proud you are of the sacrifices they make to be part of a team. Once again, focus on the fun. Be a good listener when your student needs you. Supporting them and understanding their feelings, hopes, and dreams can help you build on your trusting and loving relationship. Be aware that you will experience many emotions while sitting in the parent seat. Realizing there are challenges that come with the territory is an important step in supporting your students' participation in interscholastic activities. Students learn so much from their experiences that only activities can uniquely provide. You want your student to enjoy being part of a team and community without having to worry about what you may say or do in the stands. When your student looks back on their high school experience, what do you want them to remember? The experience should be enjoyable for you, beneficial for your student, and hopefully provides an opportunity to build a closer bond with your child. That opportunity begins now in the parent seat.
Piper Group Warehouse has a strong commitment to their clients as their logistics provider. If you would like to discover how you can improve your service levels while lowering your overall cost, Piper Logistics Group can help. Call Greg Piper today at 317-396-3916. Piper Logistics Group.
There's no greater anti-poverty measure than to give a person a job. That helps them start to change that trajectory.
Morales Group is a full-service staffing company that provides temporary labor in the Indianapolis, Central Indiana market.
It was a challenge that was given by my father. He wanted me to give back much more than I had been. Then I realized that when he said more, he wanted me to see how I could give more. And it wasn't just in money, but in time and in services. And that's how the Morales Group was created.
I started off at Morales Group as an intern. I interned for 3 years before going on full-time staff here. What I love most about Morales Group is that big family aspect. I come from a big family in Mexico, and since the company is continuously growing, I feel like there's always a new member of the family that I get to know.
We're willing to give. We're willing to serve others, and we're not expecting something in return.
Come talk to us. We would love to work with you.
Halftime here in Greenwood, Indiana, and it is a commanding lead for Greenwood Christian Academy over the Hauser Jets, 42-13. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by the Hauser Basketball magazine in its 51st year of publication. Check out this year's magazine covering the whole state and the teams we love. Follow Hauser Basketball magazine on Twitter at Hauser Basketball, at HHB Magazine, HBB Magazine on Twitter. With Justin Griffiths, I'm Kurt Darling, and Justin, just a textbook game here for Greenwood Christian, while Hauser, they have a lot of ground to make up.
Yeah, if you're Coach Alan Williams, you have to be proud about how your team has rebounded off of a short break after playing Trinity Lutheran. They're shooting 12 of 19 from 2 and 11 of 17 from the free throw line. The only downside is they are shooting 2 of 12 from behind the arc. Hauser, on the flip side, is 3 of 14 from 2, 2 of 10 from behind the arc, and 0 of 2 from the foul line. So that is a big differential in free throw shooting there, Kurt.
Yeah, you mentioned that right there. That seems to be the saving grace as far as, keeping the consistent point scoring going, is the fact that they've been able to be so accurate from the foul stripe, only missing 5 foul shots so far tonight. Be sure to check out some Friday night basketball coming up tomorrow night on Indiana SRN. We have Horizon Christian taking on George Washington High School at 7:30, and then Lafayette Harrison taking on Arsenal Tech at 7:30 p.m. in boys basketball action right here on Indiana SRN. Second half underway here at Greenwood Christian Academy, and picking up right where they left off are the Cougars, as Elle Bigelow has really been able to just keep things going there. See, that's really been her forte tonight, is just getting those breakaway points.
Yeah, get the steal, drive the length of the floor, and lay it in. She is 5 of 7 now from doing that, Kurt.
And a whistle away from the ball. They're going to get a foul coming up here on Hauser. That'll be number 3 on Hannah Johnson, it appears. As we take a look at the steal replay from Bigelow. Just a nice, easy lay-in, able to get that there. Bigelow now 12 points total on the night.
Actually, it's going to be a double foul on Musalami and then Savannah Fry.
So after the discussion there, so Malusa Musalami now picking up her second, and Fry also getting her second foul as well. But right in transition there, GCA has just really been able to outrun and outpace Hauser here.
Now Hannah Johnson picks up her third.
And Hannah Johnson kind of walking down the other way, just kind of in disbelief there, as she isn't exactly having too much of it there, but either way, GCA is going to take the ball out on this side of the court. Izzy Reed and Stubblefield playing some pitch and catch now here, as up top now to Bigelow. Corner, Savannah Fry.
And again, this is how GCA likes to play. They're not afraid to milk the clock when needed, but they're also able to run and gun as well.
Underneath, Odell kisses off the glass, doesn't get the foul, but still Fry is able to collect the offensive rebound. Izzy Reed for a long 3. 18 points now for Izzy Reed to lead all scorers. Dribbling right in on Bigelow there is Schwarzkopf, unable to connect, and the long pass for GCA heads out of bounds.
Yeah, again, Bigelow that time just tried to find Savannah Fry, led her a little bit too far, and it's a nice turnover for Hauser. they haven't really been able to force GCA into those bad passes, Kurt.
GCA has been mostly polished here so far tonight, and of course, rightly so. You like to see that for head coach Alan Weems. You don't want to have another 3-game losing streak. They've lost 2 coming into this contest. And a thread-the-needle pass outside to Johns opens up a shot for her, and she's fouled.
That's going to go against Dory Odell. And they have Odell for 4.
And so 4 fouls now for Dory Odell. She'll likely be sitting down for the rest of this quarter and probably a good chunk of the fourth quarter as well. But with a solid lead like this here for GCA, you're not too concerned about that.
No, it's just going to be concerning on how Coach Weems forces it going forward. Again, they got Indianapolis Lutheran tomorrow night, or Saturday afternoon.
That being a 1:30 tip-off.
Johns picked up her 4th foul for Hauser.
Fry threads the needle inside, draws the foul in the end, 1, and gets the shot to fall.
Well, Kurt, you said it. She's finally able to be able to score anything but a free throw now, looking for a 3-point play.
She is 4 for 4 from the foul stripe tonight, and as you mentioned there, her first field goal. Better late than never, they always say.
And able to convert on the 3-point play.
And so Fry is now a perfect 5 for 5 from the foul stripe. Best shooting percentage tonight among the rest of her GCA squad, as the pass just slips through the fingers of Annika Wassel out of bounds for Hauser. So GCA going to be calling a timeout here. It's a 30-second timeout taken by the Cougars. Once again, never miss a game and watch it as many times as you like, and go to our YouTube channel and subscribe. Click the big red button. Get notifications about upcoming games and go to YouTube and then at Indiana SRN. That is at Indiana SRN on YouTube.com.
Not only click the subscribe button there, Kurt, make sure you click the notification bells so that you get alerted regardless of when we go live.
Absolutely. Plenty of content. Of course, as we talked about early, some good Friday night basketball coming up tomorrow. Of course, some Saturday games as well. Never a shortage of basketball this time of year.
We have about 300 games across the family of networks.
So out of the timeout, Bigelow loads up a corner 3, able to tip the ball outside to her teammates yet again, and GCA will work another offensive set as Bigelow unable to connect, driving the baseline. Muliami dribbles into the corner, is double-teamed. Able to shake it off now. Double-teamed again. Outside, Wassel for 3. And the rebound falls to Carlson. Reed.
Savannah wanted to take that shot, wisely passes it off.
In the corner holding it now is Bigelow. Loses the dribble, puts up the shot along the baseline. Nothing doing there yet again. Loose ball. And a foul against GCA. Give that to Bigelow, her first. So team foul number 4 this half.
Again, Kurt, both teams not really being able to find a rhythm in this second half so far. Very, very choppy.
Muliami just inside the arc. That's a long 2. So that's the second field goal she's hit tonight. The last time she hit one was back early in the first quarter. And you mentioned the rhythm there, Justin. Just the fact that GCA able to jump out to this large lead here, but it's mostly been because of the turnovers that have fallen into their lap as Savannah Fry converts.
And Savannah Fry has 5 quick points in this third quarter.
And just tipped out of bounds there. They're going to say that was off of Hauser. Kylie Parrott just getting a finger on it as it sails out of bounds.
Yeah, Ellie Bigelow tipped it initially and got it to Parrott as it flew out of bounds.
Izzy Reed yet again down low. She now has 20 points. And believe it or not, that's probably that's kind of a ho-hum performance for her tonight, believe it or not.
Like I said at the beginning of the game, Coach Evans wants to hold Izzy Reed to 20 points. They know it's not. They know they're not going to hold her scoreless. It's, can you limit the power of Izzy Reed and force somebody else on this GCA squad to beat you?
Schwarzkopf, her first trip to the charity stripe tonight, she nails the first one. Unable to connect on the back end, rebound to GCA.
And again, unluckily for Hauser, those players were able to step up in Stubblefield and Ellie Bigelow.
Back-to-back turnovers by both teams here as Reed dumps it off to Bigelow down low. And there's a quick shove there, this time by Kenzie Bostic of Hauser, who's into the ball game for the first time tonight. Fourth team foul this half. Two-three zone here for Hauser. Long shot yet again from Stubblefield. Nothing there. Loose ball rebounded by Hauser. Here comes Parrott behind the back, but it's a bounce pass that's just stolen there by Fry, and Stubblefield can't connect. Bigelow puts it there and cleans it up. And just shortly after the shot and setting things up there, you're going to have a foul coming up here. Another one on Kenzie Bostic for Hauser. So you're going to have an and one opportunity here for Bigelow. And she connects. That's 15 points now for Bigelow, 5 this third quarter. As she approaches closer to her season high of 18 points. Also that in a win against Shortridge. Inside 2 minutes here in this third quarter. Reed double-teamed at the charity stripe, gets it back up top. Reed loads it up. You can't leave her open like that.
No, you cannot. Like I said, that's one of her favorite shots, top of the key three, and she was able to connect there.
23 points now for Izzy Reed to lead all scorers. That's 23 points that she has overall now after having just 5 in the first quarter. As we take a look at this replay.
Again, Izzy Reed able to catch and shoot in one fell motion, and that is what Indiana Wesleyan has to look forward to next season.
Solid NAIA program there for Wesleyan. Just a lot of college-level talent coming out of this GCA program. Alan Weems has definitely been able to build a really, really good program here over the last 9 years. Reed almost puts it up, thinks better of it, outside to Fry, who tries it herself. That doesn't go, but putting it back there is Stubblefield. And that is the first field goal that Stubblefield has made since the first quarter. She was held scoreless in the second quarter. Long three, and she connects there, does Parrott. So Kylie Parrott with a quiet 11 points for Hauser tonight. She's a player that's averaging 14 points a contest. In fact, she had 20 points for a season high in the second half alone in a win over Jacksonville back on December 2nd. That was actually a loss to Jacksonville back on December 2nd. Then they lost to them again in the Ripley County tournament there on December 21st. Izzy Reed, uncontested, right at the buzzer, brings her total now to a whopping 25 points for Izzy Reed as we go to the fourth quarter. Back in a minute on Indiana SRN.
More fixing, more finding, more being original. Unique like this, trendy like that. More designing this, arranging that. More saving, and then more making it happen. More of your space looking like this, and more of you feeling like that. More excitement, more savings, more furniture, more rugs, more flooring. More affordable luxury from RG Decor.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the Indiana SRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
We'd like to hear from you during the game today. Tweet at us at Indiana SRN and be ready for a shout-out. Thank you for watching today's game here on Indiana SRN. With Justin Griffiths, I'm Kurt Darling. Fourth quarter, and GCA now just looking to close this game out here as Savannah Fry picks up right where the Cougars left off in the third quarter.
And again, she was able to split the defense. Easy lay-in, no help coming from the Hauser Jets on that possession.
And there's another three from Kylie Parrott. She has now hit 4 3-pointers for Hauser tonight. And so now GCA, at this point in the contest, just looking to get a little bit of reps here for your team as you start getting ready for a tough road schedule. Believe it or not, this is the last home game that they have for a while for GCA. They only have 2 more home games left in the season as you see Izzy Reed drive right to the basket there along the baseline. But those 2 home games for GCA will be Indy Homeschool and Bishop Chatard on the 22nd and the 26th of this month. But between now and then, they have 5 road games against Lutheran, Edinburgh, Greenwood, and then you have the Pioneer Conference playoffs, and then also you have Morristown sandwiched in there as well. 3 ball doesn't go for Chloe Greider, and a whistle away from the ball.
Izzy Reed picks up her 3rd foul.
So fouls racking up here, but as we mentioned before, with the deficit that you have here over Hauser, not much of a concern at this point. So we approach the 6-minute mark here. Stubblefield gets another steal. Reed back to Stubblefield. It looks like Reed was looking for Kreider there, and kind of a miscommunication with Stubblefield getting a hand on it.
I think Stubblefield or Izzy Reed just overled Stubblefield as they were trying to play 2-on-2. As soon as Hauser doubled Izzy Reed, she was looking for a Stubblefield, just overshot her.
Muliami dribbling around as we go under 6 minutes remaining in this contest. Parrott can't find Schwarzkopf down low, and a timeout taken by GCA. That's a full timeout. We know it'll be a 30-second timeout taken by GCA. And so we keep it here on Indiana SRN. And so, of course, do you want to know what everyone's talking about? Well, that's subscribing to our YouTube channel and never miss a game again with pre-game notifications. Be sure to check that notifications box when you subscribe at Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game. So a quick talking to here from Coach Alan Weems to his squad as they make a few substitutions as we tick inside of the 6-minute mark here.
And again, I think this is just more making sure that the Cougars stay into the game mentally as well as physically, because not only has this been a big-time lead, sometimes your kids can, check out mentally there, Kurt, and Coach Williams is just making sure that it does not happen here tonight.
And, of course, that's one thing that you always want to make sure that you keep going, believe it or not, because you talk to a lot of coaches, and, even though you have big games and big leads like this, when you check out mentally at the end of the game, kind of like what you just mentioned, it does carry over into how you would play and how things affect going into the next game, especially when you have a tough game against Lutheran coming up in just 2 days' time.
Yeah, and Lutheran really doesn't play to their schedule. Once again, in our morning conversation with Coach Weems, he said that Indy Lutheran has played 6 or 7 very tough games, very close games. They're a much improved team from last year.
And a whistle stops play here as we get a foul away from the ball. They're going to get Annika Wassel her second. So the next foul puts Greenwood Christian in the 1-and-1 bonus. And Greenwood Christian able to save the possession here as we approach the 5-minute mark. Fry dribbles twice, dumps it off now to Reed. And now Greider with it.
Again, Coach Weems allowing his team to just move, find the organic shot like right there from Savannah Fry.
And a turnover here by Greenwood Christian. So in this situation now, if you're a head coach, how exactly do you coach a team that's up like this? Do you try some new things? Do you try to get some stuff going? What exactly do you do at this juncture of the game?
I mean, I think that you still have to allow your team to play with inside the offense, maybe run a little bit more clock. Again, since Indiana High School doesn't have a shot clock, that helps you out a little bit. But it's not like you're trying to force a shot. Just find the organic shot, like once there for Doria, and just allow the offense to kind of play itself out. Don't force anything. Work on what you need to get done because, like you said, Kurt, a very tough schedule coming up, not only in their next game against Indy Lutheran, but in the future.
Give the foul to Doria there, coming off of the bench. And you see Hannah Taylor, second trip to the foul stripe. She went 0 for 1, or she went 1 for 2 the first time, and she misses the second one there. Offensive rebound doesn't go for Hauser. And we have a foul on Hauser underneath. Actually, no, you're going to give that to Doria of Greenwood Christian. That's her second now. So a 1-and-bonus opportunity yet again here for Schwarzkopf. Unable to connect there. And a quick bounce pass underneath as Izzy Reed has to kind of do it herself there as Carlson's unable to get it the first time. Izzy Reed now with 29 points on the night. Inside 4 minutes now. Long three from Parrott doesn't go. Put back and clean up by Wassel.
And again, just dominant thing by GC. Again, Coach Weems making sure that he works on their three-point shot selection and limiting the fouls because, again, he kind of said it against Trinity Lutheran. That was one of the problems that they allowed the lead to get away from them. And when you have a 50-point game like this, it is just tough to stay in mentally. But they have to against when they get into the sectional play.
Speaking of sectional play, both of these teams playing in neighboring sectionals here. Of course, the winners of these two sectionals will end up playing each other in the regional round. You have Greenwood Christian facing up against certain teams like Central Christian, Providence Cristo Rey, Tindley, along with Lutheran and Victory College Prep and Crystal House Academy. And sectional 59, which will be coming up later this season. Parrott goes 1 for 2 at the line as she hits both free throws. And there's a steal, but they're going to call a kick ball as Parrott was going for the loose ball.
Yeah, Hauser there tried to pull a little GCA, and Parrott was just unable to pick it up cleanly and just kicks off our foot.
The Hauser Jets coming out of sectional 60 here in the postseason. That'll be played at Waldron. And you have certain teams such as Jacksonville, Waldron, Southwestern, Morristown, Oldenburg Academy, and Rising Sun. And, of course, down there it's going to be that's a tough sectional to come out of there, especially with teams like Waldron and Southwestern taking a lot of really good talent.
It really is, and don't forget Oldenburg Academy as well. That is another tough sectional. You know, the southern portion of the state, as that one rolls around a couple of different times, is very stacked when it comes down to it, Kurt.
17 points now for Bigelow on the night. Parrott off the no-look pass down low, and rattling it in there is Schwarzkopf. And now GCA taking a little bit of time here as the ball is tipped across the timeline. It'll stay with the Cougars.
The only starter still in the game is Ellie Bigelow. The rest is bench players for Coach Weems.
And rightfully so here, as Izzy Reed, Stubblefield, and Fry have all had excellent performances here tonight. Baseline shot, no good for Greider. Offensive rebound, stolen away here by Hauser. Inside 2 minutes now, and there's a turnover in transition taken by Doria. And Doria goes right through the paint, puts up a layup, nothing there. As Taylor will come away with the rebound. And a foul coming up here on Bigelow.
Is number 1, Ellie Bigelow, her second team foul, number 10.
So double bonus time for Hauser.
So they can do some free throw practice here, as too little too late as at this juncture. So Hauser will be taking their 9th loss of the season. And that's going to be a loss alternated with a couple of postponed games over the last couple of days or so for Hauser. And, of course, during this time of the coronavirus pandemic, you know, you just take it however you can. You just take it in stride with how many games you get rescheduled and postponed. That can certainly be a little mentally and physically draining.
It is. I mean, we were able to see it a little bit on the football season. Once again, we were able to crown a fall season in every sport, champion in every sport. Let's hope we can crown one in the winter sports, as we were unable to do last year, because for at least the guys' side on basketball, we were just hitting regionals when the state shut down due to the coronavirus pandemic.
Of course, many basketball seasons on the boys' side were spoiled because of that, but the girls were able to finish their season. Certainly grateful to see that last year at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. before things shut down. Keep in mind, I grew up with it being Conseco Fieldhouse.
Yeah, I
and
did too.
And
yeah.
you did too, obviously. So
when we say Conseco, we mean Bankers. I mean that change just happened within the last 5 years or so. So bear with us, as it's still the same building, and that's why we get confused from time to time.
And of course, was it Deer Creek, Verizon, or Ruoff Home Mortgage Music Center for you?
I still call it the Verizon Center. Yeah.
See, I still call it Verizon myself. Of course, my parents will call it Deer Creek when they grew up there in Noblesville. Inside 30 seconds here at Greenwood Christian Academy, as both teams exchanging a couple turnovers here as we look to close things out here. So Hauser's next game will be against Oldenburg Academy. That is again on the road in 4 days' time, so they have a little bit of a break before they take on their sectional opponent, or their sectional foe, rather, in intersectional play during the regular season. Then after that, they'll only have about 6 games left to go in the season. And it's hard to believe that we've been able to weather through the COVID pandemic to get this far in the season.
Yeah, and again, that just says a lot to what the commissioner and everybody over there at the IHSAA has been able to do with testing and everything, just being able to make sure that we keep a safe season so these seniors can have a champion crowned.
And we hope to see that there as a travel and a turnover back to Hauser with 9 seconds left to go. Greenwood Christian Academy, their next game, as we've mentioned a couple times here, will be against Indianapolis Lutheran. That is going to be in 2 days on January 9th. That will be the first game of a 5-game road stand for Greenwood Christian Academy. As the final buzzer sounds, and a convincing win here tonight for GCA, 76-32. Justin Griffiths, it's been a pleasure, my friend.
Always, Kurt. Always a pleasure. And again, Greenwood Christian being able to pick up their 10th win. The game against Indianapolis Lutheran is actually going to be here, 1:30 tip-off on Indiana SRN.
Be sure to check in with that game right here for all of us here at Indiana SRN. For Justin Griffiths, I'm Kurt Darling saying so long till next time. You have been watching Class 1A girls basketball action here on Indiana SRN. So long, everybody.